Yes, Sam. Very good morning, America, and good evening, India. So, this is Sean Shankaran, General Secretary, Indian Overseas Congress. I am with Sam Pitroda again. Today, we thought we'll discuss Indian Congress Manifesto Nyay Patra 2024. It's not just the manifesto for 2024, it's a manifesto for the future of India. So, it's a blueprint of India. So, I think it has done by the efforts of so many people, P. Chidambaram, K.C. Venugopal, and Sam Pitroda, many great minds of the Congress world. And not only that, I think it was done with the help of so many voices listened by Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Uh, Doing a couple of yatras, walking across the country, south to north and east to west. So I think it's phenomenal. I think it's just the voice of India. So we are going to today discuss about Nyaya Patra more. We may be doing a reading session. I just want to give Sam a quick introduction on that, and then we'll have few more journalists joining us today in the call, who will also be discussing with me, my own fraternity. Thanks a lot, Sam. Go ahead, Sam.
Greetings from Chicago. First of all, I want to thank you all for joining every week, week after week, for many weeks on this conversation. I have personally enjoyed it. I've learned a lot from you all, young people, and it's always a pleasure to interact with younger audience for me. And I realize that this community has grown to almost several thousand people who either join directly or watch this program. Sean told me last time that there are almost 3,000 people who participated in one form or the other. So I appreciate your support, love, affection, and the conversations we have. As you know, recently a comment I made in one of my videos was blown out of proportion. It was used even by Prime Minister of India, Home Minister of India. To me, it was a lie. And it really changed the conversation of the day, narrative of the day. I was shocked, surprised at the whole event, and I was taken back, saying, what's going on? Why are they doing all this? They did same thing to me during last election, where they took one comment, hua to hua, completely out of context. This time it was more about a brief mention I had on inheritance tax in the US. Prime Minister himself interpreted it in his own way, like he did on Mangal Sutra. And I am appalled at the lies they promote, and they can get away with it. National media gives them all the opportunity to amplify their lies, and the attack continues on an individual. I'm told that no matter what I say, it'll be twisted, misrepresented, be taken out of context. So I have decided personally that it is better for a while to take a little break. I also need a break. I have several personal things to take care of. So one idea was to close this group completely. But that's not fair to the group, because you all come not just to listen to me, but you all come to interact with each other. And you take your precious time to listen, learn, and participate in a conversation. You all have your opinion. And there is a lot of talent in this group that I respect. So my request would be that beginning today, I will be just like you, a listener. I will not talk, so I don't give them any chance to misquote me, because they are watching with binoculars. One of the reporters told me that RSS people came to him and said, "We want all the videos of Sam Pitroda because we are going to analyze every word he said." I didn't realize that I'm that important to them. I don't have anything that important to say. Unfortunately, they want to create a noise. And no matter what I say, they will make an issue out of it. If I turn around and say, sun is very bright, they would say, what do you mean? Electric bulb is not bright? You are insulting Edison. You don't understand the invention of electricity. So they are capable of taking anything and twisting, and national media will give them support and show it over and over again. And poor public believes what they see at times on national media. I have read the history, not that I'm an expert, and I know this is what happened in Germany as well. You take such a big lie and go on national TV or radio. The lie is so big that it is unimaginable. And people would say, wow, would a leader lie like that? No, leader can't lie like that. And they begin to believe it. And that's what is going on today. When Prime Minister of the country goes on public platform and says things like they will come and take all their property from home, your property from home, and distribute. Shame that this kind of conversation is broadcasted over and over again. And PM can get away with it. Election Commission doesn't say anything. Supreme Court doesn't say anything. And if somebody else had said, there'll be a series of court cases or confusion. So the reason I wanted to address this group this morning is that, please bear with me. I will not interact like I have done in the past with the group, but I don't want this group to die, close, or fold, because this is an important group of people who are concerned about India. They believe in the future of India. They are part of the future, and their future is at stake. So they want to carry on with the dialogue. But I don't want to give any opportunity to anybody at this stage to twist what I say and mislead main narrative and the fundamental conversation that is going on at a national level. 2 phases of the elections are over. We have remaining very important phases. The judgment on EVM is in front of us. I'm not very happy with it, but that's okay. That's what the courts decided. We will go with it. But the next month is going to be very important. It's going to be very important for India and India's future. I think Congress party and the alliances are doing well. Rahul Gandhi's message is reaching out to large number of people. He has shown the kind of leadership India needs. I wish everyone a great success. And with your support, love, and affection, I'm going to take a back seat for a while. But I want to be with you. I'm not going to walk away. But it is better that you have a conversation. And you are all capable, believe me. You have some great people in this group. I have interacted, I've heard your voices. I've seen the kind of questions, quality of questions you ask. And I'm sure you will generate a lot of interesting conversation. So with this, I'm going to turn it over to Sean. Wish you all the best. I'll be here and I'll listen. Okay. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sam. And I'll have this is a great thing. I think this is the great sign of a leadership. So a leadership who wants to see their own colleagues talk, and he wants to listen. And I think let's do a great conversation, which will help Sam shape up his thoughts. Not only for him, it is going to be helpful for the party and country actually. So I'm going to invite Frank Huzur, one of the reputed journalists from Europe and India. So I'll get him on stage, and then eventually I have Vijay Lakshmi Nadar also who will be joining us. So we'll be just doing conversations around manifesto and anything's India. So I'll get Frank Huzur on stage, Sam. I'll maybe you will be able to listen, Sam. Maybe I'll invite you again at the end of the show, Sam.
I will listen, okay, but
Yeah,
I'll get off
sure.
the screen so you can have screen to yourself.
Sure. Maybe at the end of the show you can join Sam again.
No, that's all right. No, you go ahead. You close it.
Sure.
You do it now. Okay.
Sure.
I'm
Thank you,
there
Sam.
more as an audience.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Frank.
Thank you very
Frank, why don't you give a quick introduction about you?
Thank you very much, Sean. And I'm honored to be with you and Sam Pitroda, sir. At the same time, I feel a little sad hearing him over what has been happening in India and Indian media, especially television media, the way they are fabricating lies after lies to target a giant of an intellectual voice of secularism from Indian Overseas Congress, Sam Pitroda. So this is really quite a cause for concern, and we are all really, very, very sad about the turn of events, the way they are singling him out to malign the image of Indian National Congress, and of course to malign the message of popular and charismatic leader Rahul Gandhi. For a quick introduction, Sean, and everyone who is listening to me, I'm an author and journalist. I'm author of 6 books, especially political biographies. I have attempted 2 major political biographies. The first one was of Imran Khan, former Prime Minister of Pakistan, now the jail Prime Minister of Pakistan. It was Imran versus Imran, the untold story. It was published in year 2011. I wrote this book after extensive round of interviews with Imran Khan himself, his family, his first wife, Jemima Goldsmith, and a large number of both political and sporting personalities who dominated his journey. And the other important political biography which I completed was of Mulayam Singh Yadav, Indian socialist leader and founder of Samajwadi Party. And this book was out last year during the World Book Fair in Delhi. I have also attempted fiction writing, Son. I have written 3 plays, and the first play, which acquired a lot of, it actually triggered a lot of attention in media as well as in public, was Hitler in Love with Madonna. It was a fantasy drama where I make Adolf Hitler fall in love with someone, pop diva like Madonna, and he goes for love and peace rather than a war and the final Jewish solution. So that's the condition put up by Madonna in my play. So that was quite controversial as well as popular drama. It's also available. It's published also.
Who are opposing it? Is it a right wing who have Adolf Hitler as their role model?
Yes, it was opposed by the right wing here in India. When I wrote it, I was at Hindu College, Delhi University in North Campus. And in one act, I have modeled one character on L.K. Advani, who is trying to convince Adolf Hitler in that particular act, only one act related to Indian politics, that look, we also have a Jewish problem here in our India, and we call Muslims uh, as our real Jewish people. So that that is one connect with the Indian politics, where Lal Hari is the character model on L.K. Advani, and countering him in that particular act is a character model on Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav. He is called Lal Bihari. So it's like a courtroom drama in that particular act. And then Mr. Lal Bihari is discussing his social justice and secular political orientation, and Mr. Lal Hari is talking about the, um, targeting of entire community for, blaming them for all the social pollution in the country. So that's how it was. And then Hitler
It's
finally, yeah,
mind blowing. In fact, even Congress party, I was told a lot of people were put into spot when they called compared the current Prime Minister Narendra Modi with Adolf
yeah,
Hitler. But
yeah, yeah,
I think from Mallikarjuna Kharge ji to everybody have commented about it that growing authoritarianism is a great sign that we kind of see all the signs towards this path of Germany, which Sam also noted. So I think it's a very sad thing. So let's talk on a manifesto, Frank. I think I'm very glad to have you also on the stage with me today to kind of do a conversation around this manifesto and things. Before that, I
yeah.
want to quickly have Vijay Lakshmi Nadar also join us on the stage.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Vijay Lakshmi. Hey, Vijay Lakshmi. Good
Uh,
morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Good.
I don't know if there's something wrong with the stream. I'm not able to. It's dropping. But I can. Sean, first of all, I would like to say some words to Mr. Sam Pitroda. I just heard his very emotional conversation here. I would like to say one thing to him, that he's been a big voice for the Congress for so many decades now. And this is no time to be disturbed by what's happening in India. You know, he should take some. We have all seen what happened to Rahul Gandhi, how every word that he say got twisted, how Mr. Manishankar Ayer's words got twisted. I think every big leader in Congress has already gone through this. And now it was just Mr. Sam Pitroda's turn. But to be disappointed by that and taking a back seat is not the right thing to do, Mr. Pitroda. Everybody is looking forward to you. You are an international voice for the Congress, a very well known voice for the Congress, and that should not be shut down, because that's the intention of the right wing media. And if you give in now, that's success to them. The party also has to stand by leaders like you, who have devoted so much of your time and energy into growing the party in India and in overseas as well. This is actually a lesson for all political parties, whether it's Congress or Aam Aadmi Party or Samajwadi Party. If a leader says something and their voice, their whatever they say gets twisted, the party has to back them up instead of going hard on them, which discourages other party leaders as well who are watching, and young leaders who are coming up who are watching, that if the party is not going to stand by them, then this is going to be a disappointment. Having said that,
Correct.
I think whatever Mr. Sam Pitroda could have avoided giving an interview to ANI, knowing fully well that ANI is in the business of twisting words. They are on an agenda. Speaking to a publication like that is just of no use to anybody except for
Yep.
the right-wing trollers. So, Mr. Pitroda,
Yeah.
don't get disappointed by that. This group is doing great work. Shan is doing great work. I think it should be kept alive. Internationally, we have to become a voice for the party, whether for Aam Aadmi Party or for Congress. Thank you so much, Shan.
Thanks a lot, Vijay Lakshmi. I'll quickly get Virender Vashisht also on the stage. And Vijay Lakshmi, I want to hear about your journalistic background and also how you helped our other India Alliance party, which is Aam Aadmi Party, being some of their voice here. So I'll just get to that part. I'll just have Virender join us. Hi,
Okay.
Virender.
हाय शान, कैसे हैं आप?
Badhiya, sir. So I think today, Sam sir said he is on the stage, but he gave a great quick introduction. But he's sitting on the side of the stage watching us interact. He wants us to do the interaction on manifesto and other things democracy. He do not want this momentum to get lost. So we have 567 people watching live from all of Sam Pitroda's channel, including maybe our right-wing friends. Hello, people. So let us talk to all of them. Let us tell them that very boldly that we are not backing off. We will continue talk. We are not backing off. Maybe whatever you want to share from the Indian Overseas Congress perspective, Virender, on this controversy, what right wing have spun off, you can also give a party opinion. Actually, go ahead, Virender.
या शान, मैं हिंदी के आपके व्यूअर्स को भी
Please,
मौका दे
please,
रहा हूँ।
बढ़िया।
शान, 2 चरण की वोटिंग के बाद मैं एक चीज कह सकता हूँ कि मोदी का झोला उठाना तय कर दिया है, और उस झोला उठाने की तैयारी केवल 5 न्याय और 25 गारंटी ने दिया है। राहुल गांधी की भारत जोड़ो यात्रा और भारत जोड़ो न्याय यात्रा में जो हमने 5 न्याय और 25 गारंटी का वादा किया है ना, उसने भारत के लोगों की जो समस्या थी उसको सामने ला दिया है। और अब हर आदमी मानता है कि नरेंद्र मोदी केवल झूठ के अलावा, जुमलों के अलावा कुछ नहीं है। अगर भारत के लोगों को तरक्की चाहिए, भारत के लोगों को आगे बढ़ना है, जो कि पहले भी कांग्रेस पार्टी करती रही है, आज इंडिया अलायंस मिलकर भारत के लोगों को जो 10 साल का अन्याय काल है, उस अन्याय के खिलाफ न्याय करने के लिए अपने वादों के साथ, अपनी गारंटी के साथ उतरी है। नरेंद्र मोदी की गारंटी का ना तो सांसारिक रूप में उसकी गारंटी का कोई वैल्यू है और ना ही राजनीतिक कोई गारंटी उसने फुलफिल की है। चुनाव जीतने के बाद 2014 में सबसे पहले उन्होंने अपने एमपीज को काम दिया था कि आपको एक एक गांव को एडॉप्ट करना है। पूरे हिंदुस्तान में आप चले जाएं, बनारस को भी मैं उसमें, जहां उन्होंने अपने जिस गांव को लिया था, हालात बदतर है कि आप कहीं भी नहीं कह सकते कि नरेंद्र मोदी ने किसी भी क्षेत्र में अच्छा काम किया है। पर हम कह सकते हैं, चाहे वो नेहरू जी से स्टार्ट होकर और मनमोहन सिंह जी की सरकार में, आपके पास हर सरकार के ऐतिहासिक काम हैं कि जो आज तक याद किए जाते हैं। वो स्टार्टिंग पंडित नेहरू जी के, चाहे आईआईटी, आईआईएम, और हिंदुस्तान के विजन और आर्किटेक्ट ऑफ मॉडर्न इंडिया कहा जाता है नेहरू जी को, और लास्ट हमारी गवर्नमेंट डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी के नेतृत्व में श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी एज ए यूपीए चेयरमैन जो हमने चलाई, उसके चाहे राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन, राइट टू फूड, हर काम ऐसे हैं कि हर राजीव जी के समय में आप जानते ही हैं संचार क्रांति, जिसमें कि खुद सैम पिट्रोदा जी ने एक रोल निभाया था, बहुत बड़ा रोल निभाया था कि वो उसके प्रोदा थे। यहाँ तक मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि लोग केवल सैम पिट्रोदा जी का आईटी रेवोल्यूशन तो जानते हैं, पर आप जो टीकाकरण आज बात हो रही है, आज हम सब बड़ी बड़ी जो बीमारियां थी उनसे जो बचाव मिला है, उसमें भी सैम पिट्रोदा जी, क्योंकि उस समय हेड कर रहे थे इन सब मिशंस को, तो उनका बहुत बड़ा योगदान है हिंदुस्तान के अंदर शिक्षा क्रांति में, आईटी में और स्वास्थ्य में। स्वास्थ्य में सैम पित्रोदा जी का बहुत योगदान है, और लास्ट डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी की भी गवर्नमेंट में जो आज रेलवे का एडवांसमेंट हो रहा है और जो सेफ्टी है, उस सब में भी सैम पित्रोदा जी के नेतृत्व में जो पैनल बना था, जो कमेटी बनी थी, उसी की एडवाइस पे आज रिफॉर्म्स हो रहे हैं। तो आप सबसे जितने ओवरसीज के लोग हैं जो आज इस चैनल के माध्यम से देख रहे हैं, उनसे केवल मेरा एक ही निवेदन है, आप डटे रहिए। इस बार जीत भारत की होगी, जीत संविधान की होगी, जीत हम सब की होगी। सबका होगा सम्मान, सबको मिलेगा मान और अभिमान। थैंक यू शान। और हम सब सैम जी के नेतृत्व में, सैम जी के निर्देशों में ऐसे ही काम करते रहेंगे। हम सब टीम मिलकर देश के उत्थान में अपना योगदान देगी। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Badhiya. I think you did a great view from the Indian Overseas Congress and Indian National Congress perspective. Thanks a lot, Virender. I think we will not back down as I see questions coming. I will try to feature some of the questions. So I think I'll feature the right wing question. So somebody is saying, how audacious to say that minorities have priority in India, that priority is gone when Pak born. So I think looks like this is a right wing question. So Frank, I think you are on mute. Maybe you can. Okay, I unmuted you. Maybe Frank, you want to take a stab at it? They are saying minorities are given priority. Or I think they are going by the comment what Sam said.
Yeah.
Minorities can be given priority. So do you want to take a stab at it, Frank?
Yeah, yes, son. Look, the way I have been covering the political situation, and I'm pretty convinced, and even a large number of common people in the country are very much convinced that Mussalman, Pakistan, this has become like like a life-saving drugs for Narendra Modi and his men, for the BJP shenanigans. Wherever they are in crisis, they start chanting Musalman Pakistan, and this minority bashing is only to polarize the majority community. At the same time, their 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 political opportunism uh, has come out of I mean, their political, you can say, laboratory, their Hindutva hate factory. And
Nagpur.
people are realizing it today. They are spreading rumor the way they are spreading rumor about Sam Pitroda's brief mention of inheritance tax. They are actually rumor spreading society. And our challenge is to make people believe that the RSS is the actual threat to this democratic structure. And, and the way the way they are targeting uh, every single statement or utterances of Congress leaders, especially Rahul Gandhi, and the way they targeted Sam Pitroda's statement. Um,
That is
it also
phenomenal,
shows
Frank.
that they are in panic. They are in panic. They are
Yeah.
absolutely desperate today, and the
Yeah.
public opinion is going against them. It's actually pulling them down and down and down,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
Now you are
why.
Now you are completely correct, Frank. I think I don't see Narendra Modi talking about Aapki Bar, 400 Sarkar and all these things. Now it's gone. After the second phase happened yesterday,
Yeah.
I think there is now talk about it. I'll go to quickly to Vijay Lakshmi. Vijay Lakshmi, why don't you quickly talk about this minorities aspect, Vijay Lakshmi? See, I think somebody is asking, maybe from right wing,
Right.
how audacious to say that minorities have priority in India.
Okay,
That
Shan.
priority is gone. Yeah.
Yes, first of all, yes, I agree with with the journalist who's me that Narendra Modi, when he has nothing to say, instead of focusing, he's trying to build up on his Hindu Muslim hate politics again. He relies on that because he thinks that it will work each time. But then there is a saying in Hindi that kaat ki handi bar bar nahi chadti. So the people are becoming more and more and more and more aware of it. They want to talk about real issues. As far as this question that you got from one of our listeners, that Congress is pro minority. Well, the thing is, if it had been really pro minority, minority communities would not be suffering. See the amount of poverty that's still there in the Muslim communities and even among the Dalits. Where is the question of the priority? They are getting their share as per the constitution. I do not think any political party can this thing. And on the other hand, can we say that Narendra Modi is doing anything better for the Hindus? By that logic, people should be questioning, are we getting cylinders at a cost lesser than what the Muslims are getting? Is anything being done for the Hindus? Are we getting extra jobs? We Hindus should be opposed now as a majority that we are not getting our share. Okay, so Hindu majority government for the last 10 years, but has that increased our share of jobs? Have the Hindu boys getting more jobs? Are we getting better anything? Is inflation any less for us? So these are questions which the Hindus now but 84% majority need to ask. We need to stop being fooled by this kind of useless, hateful rhetoric.
Yeah. So I think I have another question from Dr. Matthew Thomas from LinkedIn. I am more concerned about how the message is perceived by the voters on the ground. Is Modi stealing the show? And also, he also passed another comment. Please focus on the future. Please stop talking about the past. Focus on the message for the young voters. It looks like he is a genuine, concerned person from Sam's acquaintance. Maybe I'll start with you, Vijayalakshmi, again. What are your thoughts? Is it like, okay, this whole manifesto and things are talking about the future, what Congress or even the alliance can do?
Right.
What are your thoughts?
Right. Actually, I would like to first of all share this that Narendra Modi is pressing the panic button out of desperation. But the alliance partners need to know their strength and stop pressing the button in response. So, even if Sam Pitroda's interview got completely broken apart, and I don't know what happened to that, we should stop pressing the panic button. India Alliance is leading. People are trusting the India Alliance. People want change. There is a despondency with Narendra Modi's rule now. People are seeing, they might trust the man. They might still think he's Vishnu Avatar, but they know their kitchen fires are slowly being extinguished. They are facing the flack of inflation. They are suffering from unemployment. They see their own children doing their post graduation, applying for government jobs and not getting them. They are seeing that the children are studying well and their exams, all the examination papers that's being leaked. So what, even if they have the faith in Narendra Modi as a person, they do not have faith in the government, and they know that it's either now or no. And finally, what we have been talking about for the last 10 years, that Narendra Modi is a dictator. India is being led by a fascist government, is finally filtering down to the people. People are finally becoming conscious to that. Videos by Dhruv Rathi, of course, is like, explaining to people in a very simplistic manner, but nothing new. We have all been saying that for a long time now. But it's finally filtering down to the people. So, India Alliance needs to be very, very alert, stay on course. I like the fact that, Congress, Aam Aadmi parties, Samajwadi Party, even RJD, we are all talking about the manifestos rather than, talking utter nonsense or falling prey to what Narendra Modi is saying. And this is how it should be. The first two phases have gone against Modi for sure, from whatever information we are getting from on the ground. And, I think things will only get worse now till the elections are over. We need to be alert about this.
Awesome. So I think last maybe couple of weeks we were doing some reading session on the manifesto itself. I think if all of you guys are okay, I'm just going to read the media section of the manifesto and maybe then ask some of your thoughts. Are you okay, Vijay Lakshmi?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Thanks, Frank Huzur and Virender Vashishta. I'll just read this. I don't know, I can share it, but I will read it. Media, in the last 10 years, significant sections of the media have been robbed of or surrendered their freedom. Congress will help the media rediscover the freedom that they enjoy under the Constitution. Congress has always believed that self regulation is the best way to correct the misuse of the media. Congress will amend the Press Council of India Act 1978 to strengthen the system of self regulation, protect journalistic freedoms, uphold editorial independence, and guard against government interference. Congress will amend the Press Council of India Act 1978 to empower the council to deal with menace of fake news and paid news. Congress will defend independent journalism by enacting laws to protect journalists from coercive actions by the state. This includes restricting the powers of the government for surveillance of journalists, seizure of their devices, and exposure of their sources. Congress will pass a law to curb monopolies in the media, cross ownership of different segments of the media, and the control of the media by business organization. Congress will refer cases of suspected monopolies to the Competition Commission of India. All media houses, irrespective of the size, will be required to disclose their ownership structures, direct and indirect cross holdings, revenue streams through their websites. Congress will pass a law to preserve the freedom of the internet and to prevent arbitrary and frequent shutdowns of the internet. Many new laws, Broadcasting Services Regulation Bill 2023, Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023, Press and Registration of Periodicals Act 2023, etc., give unbridled powers of censorship to the government. The first named bill will be withdrawn. The restrictive provisions of the two acts will be amended or deleted to eliminate backdoor censorship. Congress will amend the Cinematograph 1952 to provide that the Central Board of Film Certification grants graded certificates to according to transparent and reasonable criteria. These are the 8 assurances I see in the Congress manifesto Nyay Patra with respect to media. I think all of you are, I think Virender Vashisht is from AICC Media Relationships of Indian Overseas Congress, and Vijay Lakshmi, you are a journalist. Frank Huzur, you are a journalist. I'll start with maybe Frank on this. Why don't you tell about how are you seeing this 8 assurances of Congress, and which one you like and why?
It's a brilliant assurance, and this assurance would only have come from the Indian National Congress, the grand old party of the country, and it's quite comprehensive. Sean, it's quite comprehensive. And let
Which
me
one
tell
you like? Which one you like? Why? Why, Frank? Out of which?
the most important is like the kind of freedom, the freedom of thought and expression, which has been throttled during the past 10 years. And it has also taken jobs of over 1,000 rational minds of Indian media. So they will get breathing space back, and that will definitely strengthen the democratic ethos that was needed more than, I mean, more than anything else. So that's really a very, very, very strong.
That's a phenomenal thing. I'll quickly go to Virender Vashisht. Virender Bhai, which one you like out of these assurances for media? Why?
Yeah, Shan,
You can tell in Hindi.
ये
No problem. Go ahead.
या नहीं केवल है ना कांग्रेस पार्टी ये सोच सकती है क्योंकि मीडिया नहीं है केवल, वो लोकतंत्र का चौथा फोर्थ पिलर ऑफ द डेमोक्रेसी है और उसको फ्री होना बहुत जरूरी है। आज केवल 2-3 बिजनेस हाउसेस के पास सारा मीडिया कंट्रोल हो रहा है हिंदुस्तान का, इसीलिए सैम का इंटरव्यू चला नहीं, क्योंकि केवल उनको जो लाइन सूट करती थी केवल वही दिखाई गई। अगर मीडिया के लोग होते, अगर सैम का पूरा इंटरव्यू चलता तो शायद आज मोदी गवर्नमेंट के जो उन्होंने फैक्ट्स रखे हैं कि ऐसा कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, केवल ट्विस्ट करने वाला मीडिया हिंदुस्तान के लोगों को बर्बाद कर रहा है। जिसको हमने नई लैंग्वेज में गोदी मीडिया कहा है। और अगर मीडिया को स्वतंत्र नहीं करेंगे तो लोकतंत्र की कोई वैल्यू नहीं है। अगर पहला प्राइम मिनिस्टर है हिंदुस्तान में, 10 साल में कोई भी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं हुई, टू वे। तो शान इसीलिए हर लोग जानते हैं कि, और मैं सच में कहूं तो वो शब्द, अभी चुनाव चल रहे हैं, मैं बोलना नहीं चाहता कि मैं ये मानता हूं कि हिंदुस्तान के प्राइम मिनिस्टर में मीडिया को फेस करने की, क्योंकि उन्होंने कोई काम ही नहीं किया है केवल झूठ और जुमलों के अलावा। तो वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर मीडिया को फेस ही नहीं कर सकता। विजय लक्ष्मी जैसे बीबीसी बड़े बड़े चैनल हैं, उनके रिपोर्टर रवीश के, अगर आज भी मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर को आपके इस फोरम से चुनौती देता हूं मीडिया के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, हिम्मत है तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर और बीजेपी के लोग रवीश कुमार के साथ क्या उन्होंने 10 साल में किया है, उनके साथ आ जाएं कि मीडिया के साथ वो चर्चा करके दिखा दें। इसके अलावा भी मैं ये कहता हूं कि पूरे भाजपा के लोग सैम सर के साथ ओपन डिबेट पे आ जाएं कि क्या वो देश के सामने करेंगे, रोड मैप क्या होगा उनका, तो वो टिक नहीं पाएंगे। सारी मीडिया दिखाती नहीं है सच्चाई, क्योंकि मीडिया कुछ बिजनेस हाउसेस के हाथ में हो गई है। अगर उसको हम ठीक नहीं करेंगे तो हिंदुस्तान का लोकतंत्र खत्म हो जाएगा बिल्कुल। इसलिए जो जो पॉइंट हमने रखे हैं, रिफॉर्म्स करने पड़ेंगे, नहीं तो हिंदुस्तान को ये लोग डिक्टेटरशिप की तरफ ले जा रहे हैं, जहां ना कोई बोल सकता, ना कोई कुछ कर सकता। आज देखो, हर एक अच्छे पत्रकार को अपने यूट्यूब चैनल के माध्यम से ही लोगों के बीच में अपनी बात रखनी पड़ रही है, क्योंकि किसी भी बड़े चैनल पे आज अच्छा जर्नलिस्ट काम नहीं कर सकता, एक दो चैनल को छोड़ के। तो ये सब चीजों की वजह से ये बातें रखनी पड़ी हैं। फिर मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, 5 न्याय 25 गारंटी ही हिंदुस्तान को मोदी के अन्याय से आजाद करवाएगी।
Awesome. Thank you, Virender. So I think Virender said about India, the media independence, and Frank also reiterated the same. Vijayalakshmi, what are your thoughts? What do you think? I think the monopolies, independence, and reforming the press council. So which one you think it's more important? And you think that there is something which we missed out also? You can talk about it. Go ahead, Vijayalakshmi. Want to hear your thoughts.
Shan, the thing is, first of all, as a journalist, I started work in the 1990s, so pretty much on par with Ravi Shanbarkha and Rajiv Sardesai and all. And one of the basic things we were taught in journalism school was to question the government. This is the first time in Narendra Modi's government's rule that we are questioning the opposition and not the ruling party. So, Congress has faced all the flags, so has Aam Aadmi Party, so has Samajwadi Party, and all the other parties. First of all, I would like to say one thing, that Narendra Modi government has worked in very systematically and very quickly to demolish the credibility of the media first, before wiping them out completely. So all the changes that's being brought in the Prasar Bharati bill, all the powers that's being limited, controlling them with government ads, this is all very detrimental. Media is no longer the people's voices. And the third term, if Narendra Modi comes, the only media surviving now is the alternate media, which is operating from YouTube and Facebook, and all of that has also, even on Facebook, the reach has completely gone down. YouTube is being controlled. So all these controls need to be first of all, we need to place our faith and trust in a balanced government. And I think the India Alliance will provide that. And whether Congress is able to fulfill all its manifesto, I think a government which understands the role of the media, understands that the institutions need to function in a democracy, is a must right now. We can argue about what changes need to be made, what are the changes that need to be brought in. This is a matter of growth in the next 5 years. But for now, we need to realize that we need to get the power of media back.
I want to ask a very specific question about there is one assurance about restricting the powers of government for surveillance of journalists. seizure of the devices and exposure of their sources. Do you think are there particular incidences which might have led Congress to write this? I want to hear it from you as a journalist.
No, absolutely. When what was that? The phones being tapped of all the major journalists. Even when we showed the BBC movie on our Twitter handle, I was one of the 50 handles that was blocked because we posted the link for the BBC movie on Narendra Modi's rule in Gujarat. So same thing, Pegasus, with the help of Pegasus, the way journalist phones were being tapped. And far more dangerous is what happened with the activists, whose emails were infiltrated and bots been placed in that, dangerous information being placed in there, so they could be arrested and kept in jail for years without trial. Now these are things which can happen with journalists too, with bureaucrats. It's already happening, and that's why there is this fear atmosphere in the country which was never there. It's only becoming worse in the last couple of years. And this is part of the reason why I think Congress brought in that media definitely needs to be completely overhauled. All the laws regarding the media need to be overhauled. So yes, it is definitely a very important part of the manifesto. How journalists, that's part of the reason why I think it's very important for journalists living abroad to be very vocal, because at least we are not operating under that kind of pressure that the government will send the agencies after us, or our phones are being tapped, or our emails are being tampered with. Thankfully, we do not suffer from that kind of thing, and so we should magnify our voices abroad and help our Indian colleagues in India who are still managing to do quality work in this kind of an oppressed atmosphere.
I really love this section of the Congress manifesto. It is
Yes.
48 pages, but this one page is the one which I love most because I have a journalist hat. So I just want to tell my story quickly. So the reason why I am a SEBI journalist, I started my career with Vigadan 24 years ago as a student press correspondent, and I kind of maybe I went into technology entrepreneurship path, but I kept writing, and I had an opportunity even to write in Forbes magazine on the technology council, etc. So but I was very vocal in some of my voices about the Narendra Modi's government since 2015, particularly in a place like LinkedIn where a lot of intellectuals hang. And when I spoke very actively during COVID, very openly on the misgovernance, I think a lot of my posts started becoming viral, and one of my posts, hashtag resign Modi, reached million plus people through LinkedIn itself. 7,000 people liked, 3,000 people started commenting what Nitin Gadkari brings to the table, what Rajnath Singh brings to the table if Narendra Modi goes from the role. And they do not want that alternate for Narendra Modi to conversation to exist in any part of the internet. Like how they rigged Twitter, how they rigged Facebook and all YouTube and all other social media with their spam bots and influencing all of the Silicon Valley companies. They couldn't rig LinkedIn. They don't know how to rig because it is an intellectual media. And then they came after me, and I was the first one initially got banned and blocked by LinkedIn in India, with the help of Narendra Modi government using their strings in Silicon Valley. So I think though I took it as like a stamp of privilege initially, it certainly blacklisted my entire entrepreneurial professional career for a good quite some time. So I got gaslighted, mobbed. So that's my background. I know the pain what it is when somebody gaslights, mobs you from the right wing, right? So, and I don't know, they don't want the dissent to exist in
Yes.
any form, in any place, which is not good for the country. I think Congress is trying to assure maybe the journalist fraternity media that they will try to look into this monopolies of the media industry. So I think the NDTV sale to Adani is one of the most hurting one. We are not seeing Pranay Rais of the world now, so who used to be the voice of India, I think, and we are not seeing you and Ravish Kumar and Rajdeep Sardesai and many other people. Rajdeep Sardesai is still with India today, but still we don't see them with their fullest potential in their farm in many places, right? Which is not so great. I think Congress is trying to bring back some of the powers to the media industry. Let us see how it will be ensured. And I see another interesting act which is also brought under this media section, which is the Cinematograph Act, where they are talking about the Central Board of Film Certification will grant the graded certificates according to the transparent and reasonable criteria. I want to pick up one incident where there is a foreign film critic who have come to India, who spoke on this Kashmir Files movie as a propaganda movie, who got sullied and went with a not so good face. So, what are your thoughts? I want to start, in fact, with maybe Frank and then come to you, Vijayalakshmi. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
So, I'll unmute you. Go ahead, Frank. What are your thoughts about the Kashmir Files controversy, Frank? There is one foreign critic who said it's a propaganda movie, and
Yeah,
but government is promoting. They have featured that movie in Doordarshan now. What are your
yeah,
thoughts?
yeah. It's a very disturbing trend, and just like Kashmir Files, there is the Kerala story as well, and they are using this mass media, Bollywood productions to further brainwash common people into hating Muslims of the country. Muslims are as good citizens as Hindus and Christians and any other religious denominations. And the movie industry is being fiddled with, is being toyed with, and they are promoting only those actors or producers or the studios who are doing or towing their communal narrative or communal stories. It's really very sad trend, and we have to reverse this trend. We will have to reverse this trend if we really want to uh, save our composite culture, the Ganga Zamani Tahzeeb, which we call it here in the Hindi language. So Bollywood has actually become a kind of toy for the headmongers or Hindutva agenda pushers. It's a really sad
I,
thing. And of course,
I want
Kashmir
to ask
Files.
want to ask a pertinent question. When actor Prakash Raj has said more than 4,000 crores have been invested in the movie industry to build the propaganda movies. It's
Yes,
not
yes,
he's coming out of that particular tip without any facts. There are so many movies who have even the Oscar winning RRR also had some Hindu scriptures and some Hindu notations and stuff. So, what are your thoughts about actor Prakash Raj's comment? Narendra Modi and his government have invested more than 4,000 crore in movie industry to do propaganda movies over the past few many years to for these elections. What are your thoughts?
yeah, I do believe Prakash Raj. He does enjoy quite a serious reputation, and even when he has suffered for his anti RSS, anti BJP utterances or statements in the public, and it's really alarming. It's really alarming. I mean, the kind of wealth they are pouring into producing these uh, uh, poisonous pot boilers. It's a real threat to our composite culture, to our secular and socialist ethos. We will have to reverse this trend, and the only hope we have with the Rahul Gandhi-led Congress, Mallikarjun Kharge-led Congress, and with the India Alliance uh,
Sure.
uh, for forming the government in the first week of June. We will have to reverse it right away. We just can't let it go on like that. We just don't want to become a kind of uh, um, a kind of echo chamber for monochromatic stream of thought at all. And movie industry, more than any other industry, I mean, more than even news channels, they cast, uh, I mean, heavy sway, they cast heavy spell
Sure.
on the
Sure.
psyche of common people. Even the unlettered audience is brainwashed into believing the crap they are peddling through Kerala Story or the Kashmir Files, and the trend must be reversed.
Thank you, Frank Huzur. I think it is a great thing Congress to do that they will amend the Cinematograph Act. So I'll quickly hear Vijay Lakshmi, what Vijay Lakshmi has to say about this particular Cinematograph Act on the movie industry and actor Prakash Raj comment. Go ahead, Vijay Lakshmi.
Right. I would like to share my personal experience with Kashmir Files. Kashmir Files was first introduced, was released in the US. And Vivek Agnihotri, because Vivek Agnihotri spoke to a lot of Kashmiri Hindus here who have been talking about the violence back home for many years now. And so the film was released here, but the joke of it is that all the cinema theaters belonging to mostly Modi supporters, they aired the film for free. People were forced to come in, friends like, okay, yeah, can you come for the free film? And it was projected as if it's like a big hit in the US that it was being released here. So because it was released in the US, I had access to the movie first before the Indian journalists even woke up. So I wrote an article, Bloodied, Gory and Distorted Reality. That was the name of my article. After that, I got a lot of flack from the Kashmiri Hindus who were leading the fight for this thing. They even threatened me with, I received life threats. My editor received life threats. All those kind of things happened. Vivek Agnihotri heard about this, and he refused to be on the same panel as me where we were supposed to have a discussion. So all those things happened. Now the thing is, I believe that this is the movies like these definitely need to come with disclaimers. We in a democracy cannot stop movies like these being made. But you know what? When the government has an agenda, these kind of movies are more like the Kerala Stories or Kashmir Files. They got away without censorship. The movie on Narendra Modi, the movie on Manmohan Singh, on Tashkent Files. Thank goodness those films did not become huge runaway hits the way Kashmir Files did. Kashmir Files also became a runaway hit, I believe, is because people were curious what happened. And there is, government succeeded in creating this hate between Kashmir and the rest of India, from between the Muslims in Kashmir and Hindus. So those things, will take many, many, many years to reverse, even when the alliance comes to power. But if India goes back to Narendra Modi, we'll only see this kind of thing. But there are very few journalists again who are reporting on the distorted reality. So rules have to be in place. Cinematography Act has to be more stringent. The way license are given to these films to function, the certificates, all those need to be definitely checked and verified before such movies can be encouraged to be shown to families. I know of many families who are showing these movies to young children as young as 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. What kind of impression are we building on those young minds? So these movies really need to be heavily censored if ever I'm sure Alliance is going to come back to power. India is coming to power, and India has to come heavy on these.
Sure thing. And also, not only about that propaganda movies getting the limelight, it's also about the good ones. The good contents are being censored from Netflix. They are going towards the Netflix and other kind of modern mediums to get to the people. They are trying to even bully Netflix and Amazon Primes of the world. You have
Right.
any comments, Vijay Lakshmi, quickly on that?
What the thing is, because the government has an agenda, it is encouraging filmmakers to make movies like Veer Savarkar, making them the movies like Kashmir Files and Savarkar were promoted by the BJP senior ministers, by the government. They were saying, oh, go watch in the theaters. Narendra Modi promoting it, showing it on Doordarshan. Whereas good filmmakers, there are good filmmakers who can counter all the narratives set by the thing. They can actually show what's happening. They could have been very good movies made on the lockdown in Kashmir, the human aspect of it, how the Kashmiris suffered, what was the reason behind it. And I'm sure when India comes to power, that time all these filmmakers who have been hibernating for the last 5 years, 10 years, they'll all come out of the this thing and be brave and make movies on those, how India suffered under a right-wing narrative. So I'm looking forward to those kind of films being made as well. So it all depends on what kind of government we have in power. We need an educated, balanced, centrist government in the center.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I see a comment from Joseph Brito from LinkedIn. Not only journalist, but also innocents like Father Stan Swami was harassed, and I think he's no more. And it's a very, very sad thing. You want to comment, Frank Huzur or Vijay Lakshmi? Maybe I'll go to Frank first. Frank, do you want to comment about Father Stan Swami thing?
It's a really very, very sad part of our society. Like, we have not been able to actually mobilize a large uh, population to be sensitive towards uh, crusaders like Stan Swami, and the civil society here in the urban sector or in the metropolitan quarters of India, even they have failed big time in propagation of the rational uh, thinkers. So it really pinch. It really pinch a lot. Like, we have somehow not been quite focused or quite organized in mobilization of public opinion. Of course, this very pliable media will never let the true story come out. They will never let us commiserate with the crusader like Stan Swami. But somewhere we have to be proactive, and uh, we have to play more confidently,
Sure,
uh,
sure.
so that
Thank you.
other crusaders do not meet the same fate. Yeah.
Thank you, Frank. So I think that I'll probably summarize it with this last comment from Joseph Brito. He's saying there are a lot of extremely talented Muslim actors and actresses. He's talking about Mughali, Azam, Sholay, and other kind of classicals. We don't see those kind of things. I just want to go to Vijay Lakshmi. You have any comment on this, Vijay Lakshmi?
Yeah, Shan, yes, fortunately or unfortunately, the Indian film industry is dominated by Muslims, and this is something which is really bothering the right wing elitists a lot. And it's so shocking the way Shah Rukh Khan's son was arrested just to bring his famous father down on his knees, and by bringing the father on his knees, they wanted Bollywood on their knees. So this was a message that being sent, that we can arrest you on false cases, behave of the thing. So the film industry is suffering big time, and once this oppressed government goes, when the industry starts breathing free, just like the rest of the country, I'm sure good, great creative work will again take center stage. We have, all these movies about the fights between India, Pakistan, and Hindu Muslims, and communal violence, and Muslims becoming terrorists and Hindus being the holy cows. No, all this needs to go. We need good human movies which brings back the love in the country, that unites India. We though there was always this Hindu Muslim thing simmering in the background, but the prominent feature of our country is love and acceptance, and that needs to be brought back. And for that, we need India to be in the center stage.
Yeah, I think maybe there is one last comment. Maybe I think I see Sam also in the stage. Maybe I'll try to invite him in case if he's open. So this comment is about a reason for low voting turnout. Could be the very interesting comment. I don't know whether the person is the right wing, but he's saying the BJP voter himself is not liking the inflation and unemployment. They don't want to vote for BJP, so they are not going. And another point he's talking is about the people who are voting for opposition are not voting because they lost faith on the EVMs, which is also a very, very important thing. And I don't know the Supreme Court's judgment on protecting the symbol loading unit is not the one which I think public expected. They never wanted to count the VVPAT, 100% VVPAT, which I think the public has been asking. I don't know. Maybe I think Sam and many have said in the past that so people, common public, are now protesting in a very democratic satyagraha way in the roads. I don't know whether taking that for granted, maybe Supreme Court or our judiciary or even Narendra Modi and his own Sanghi Commission, election commission, is doing all this funny stuff, which is not so great. So I don't know. Maybe what in case if people are not seeing their mandate reflecting in the results, that there can be maybe unrest. I think we need to figure out, be watching what is going to happen, how things are going to unfold. We need to closely watch this. I'm certain that Supreme Court, Election Commission are not taking the public views into account, and social distrust on this whole mechanism. Vijayalakshmi, I will go for your comment quickly and then sum it up.
Shan,
Yeah.
I'd like to say that there is a big fatigue that's there in the country today. Everybody is disturbed by how their family life is affected, their finances are affected, their savings are affected, the joblessness, the unemployment, the rising inflation, the poor quality of air they are breathing, the water they are drinking. All this is having an impact on the voters' mind. And the Supreme Court insisting that no, people trust the voting process, they trust EVMs, is, this is a challenge to them. The low voter percentage, not only has Modi government built the social divide so badly. There is such a bad social divide right now that all these Modi bucks who were supporting him for the last 10 years now do not have that same fire to support him anymore. But they are so filled with hate still that they are finding it difficult to vote for the India Alliance. So, instead of voting for Modi or for the Indian Alliance, they're preferring to just sit at home. And yes, you're right. Many people do believe that the power of the votes has gone down because of the way the elections have been manipulated in the last few years. So all this needs to be looked into, and all this can only happen when the power structure in the center is restored, and when there is a balanced government in the center again, for which again Modi needs to go.
Yeah, I think thanks Vijay Lakshmi. I think thanks for joining, and we had a very productive conversation about journalists. I'll just add back Sam Pitroda, and Sam. We had a very great conversation with Frank and Vijay Lakshmi on the media section of the manifesto, and I think it was very relevant. They are both journalists. And they spoke their heart and soul about what are the assurances and what the alliance can do, and also the general state of affairs of media and industry. Even why this controversy of yours is also propagated more, because the media is not independent. So I think we had a very great conversation. We have 917 viewers as of now, and we had a very interesting set of questions. So I'll let you maybe sum it up, Sam. You want to sum it up, Sam?
Sam's camera.
Sam, are you hearing Sam?
Sam, you need
Sam,
your camera.
I think Sam maybe may not be hearing us. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we'll I can sum it up, and then we can figure out. I think Sam may not be able to hear us, but I think it was on a short notice. Frank and Vijay Lakshmi Nadar joined. Both of them have journalist backgrounds and writing backgrounds, and they shared a great deal about state of affairs of India. I think we are able to help 900 plus viewers listen to this perspective. We'll meet again with another topic next week, and we will not get bogged down by right wing. We will not stop. As Sam said, we will not stop. This community, this tribe of Sam Pitroda, Sense with Sam, will continue. Thanks, Frank. Thanks, Vijay Lakshmi.
Yeah, thank you.